Jesus Christ. Edith Wairimu.
I didn't expect to cry though.
Yeah, it happens and it's very much allowed because some of these stories, you know, it's only God mwenye huwa analeta watu out of it. Yeah, ni awamu nyingine hii mpenzi mtazamaji, wakati ambapo Mwenyezi Mungu ametuwezesha kuwepo hapa. You know Edith Wairimu. And Edith Wairimu, sometime back tumekuwa naye ndani ya runinga hii ya MBCI studioni na akatueleza safari yake vile ambavyo imekuwa, lakini zaidi tuliweza kuangalia sana uimbaji, lakini hatukuweza kuangalia Edith Wairimu ambaye sasa ni mtoto wa mama yake na wakati ambapo hakuwa amejulikana sana katika huduma hii ya uimbaji. Do you know ya kwamba kuna wakati ambapo Edith alikuwa ameingia katika msongo wa mawazo ambao siku hizi unasikia watu wengi sana depression, na kwake haikuwa mara moja, ilikuwa mpaka wakati ambapo alikuwa katika shule ya upili. Why? Kwa sababu if you see the way she is serving God today, then you will be able to know why the enemy alikuwa amekimbia miaka ya nyuma akitaka kuhijack kipaji ambacho Mungu amempa. But now she is here. She is a conqueror and she is here to encourage you, kukuonesha kwamba nothing is impossible. Allah, here we are.
Nothing is impossible with God.
Yes, with God, because Mungu ndiye mwenye kutuumba.
Yes.
And anajua tutafanyika nini. Ni sisi kuweza kupata that revelation na kujua kwamba hata nikienda chini kiasi gani bado utajua kwamba nitasimama tena.
Yeah.
Now, you are in high school. What tuanze hapo? In high school with depression, like how?
Unajua, when I was going through primary school, ilianza hivi. When I was going through primary school around class 8 mwanzo, either class 7 mwisho ama class 8 mwanzo, ikawa mamangu alipata opportunity ya kwenda majuu kukuwa nani
in the US,
in the UK. So my mom was supposed to travel to be a nanny, and that was how she planned on providing for me.
Kwenye uko solo?
Kwangu
Solo.
I'm an only child to a single mother.
All right.
So ikawa my mom sasa alikuwa amepanga ku travel, but during that time hata wale wenye walikuwa wanamtaka kama nani wakaja mpaka Kenya. They came up to Kenya because they had Kenyan friends. Yeah. So they had some Kenyan roots in terms of friendship. They were not really from here, but they had friends here. And it was through those friends that my mom had been connected to.
Yes.
So akaanza kujipanga kuenda. So ile pesa alikuanga amesave, because my mom had always been a casual laborer for as long as I knew. She used to do small businesses and casual labor. So mother alienda kuspend hiyo do yote kutafuta passport, kutafuta visa.
What?
You know?
Yeah.
Na sasa ticket walikuanga, they were footing the bill partially. So hiyo bill ikawa sasa zile pesa alikuwa yani ameweka kwa, what do you call it, like kwa account yake, akingoja sasa ile time yenye nitaenda shule ndio nitatumia, hiyo ndo alitumia kwa matumaini ati kutafanikiwa. Once she goes there, akianza job atakuwa na domob yenye atatuma, na you know everything that she spent itakuwa reimbursed very fast. So what happened, alipata hizo vitu zote, akapata mpaka visa, akapata mpaka passport, akapata everything, akanyimwa work permit.
The very final stage.
Yes. So Kenya alinyimwa ilikuwa work permit. So akona passport, akona visa, akona mpaka ticket ya kuenda, akanyimwa work permit. Sasa mpaka akaambiwa aende UK, akae huko for a few, she was hosted by the family who she was supposed to work with. Waone kama within those 2 weeks or so work permit itakuja. And she went.
Okay.
But work permit haikukuja. So that means hakuna kazi ilifanyika. That means she came back, but she came back without the money that she spent on all these things, and now she was broke.
She came back after how long?
After like 2 weeks, less than a month.
Nabia utire.
Because sasa na huko uwezi kaa kama hauna work permit, you are an illegal citizen.
Yes. So she came back.
She came back because in as much as the visa allowed her to be there longer, ideally you need sustenance and life there is very expensive. You need to be doing something. Sorry?
Alikuwa amekuachana
na shushu yangu.
Okay. Amekam.
So when she came back, now she didn't have any money. So hapo ndio stress ilianza. Kwa sababu when I was doing my class 8, vile nilimaliza nikapita and I passed very well. I was called to Meriliki Girls in Lower Kabete. So mamangu akaanza sasa, vile alikuja alianza casual labor tena, akaanza kutafuta tu kazi, analima huku, anaoshea watu nguo huko, anafanya hizo vitu zote. So by the time sasa nilikuanga naenda shule, my mom had managed to buy for me everything. That is uniform, school uniform, books, case, nini. Amebuy kila kitu, but ana school fees.
We. So na msichana amepita and you are very hopeful to join high school.
So
I see.
So I joined high school on the 31st of January 2006. Na watu wasianze kucalculate. Anza kusema. You know, I joined to this day I've never forgotten. I joined high school in 31st of January 2006 and it was a Monday.
By then I was in form 2.
You're in form 2?
Nilikuwa tuna darasa hii.
So the truth is, on the 30th of January, my mom still didn't have school fees. So what ended up happening is that my mom in depression, because at that time amefanya everything a mother could do, my mother had already done.
And you had seen it, like she had tried all her best.
Kwa sababu vile alirudi for the time, sasa that's what I'm telling you, early class 8 ama late class 7. Sasa within that particular time, sasa alianza sasa kusave tena. But the money she was getting was almost nothing. So whatever she had already done whatever that she could. So on the 30th of January, and you know some of these schools are so prestigious that if you don't go, your chance is given to another child who is able to pay money, money, you know. So when on the 30th of January, my mother still didn't have school fees. Akatembea all the way from home to Kikuyu town. It's quite a distance. Ukikuja one time I'll show you. From home Gekabura to Kikuyu town miguu. Yani ile ako hata kwa mawazo. It's not like ati she's even normal. So vile alifika Kikuyu ndio akaona gari ya Kitisuru Boys. Akaenda, hiyo gari ilikuwa imekuja Kikuyu town na ilikuwa imekuja market. Ilikuwa imekuja kubuy like cabbages, waru, nini za shule. So ilikuwa na driver na ilikuwa na ule msemo mwenye sasa alikuanga anabai. Akaenda akajiomba kwa the driver, akamwambia unaweza kunipea lift to Kitisuru. Akamwambia yes. So akachukua gari yenyewe. Vile walifika Kitisuru, karibu na Kitisuru, akamwambia madam utashuka kwa sababu kama unavyoona hii gari imeandikwa no unauthorized persons are supposed to be on boarded. Akashuka. So something you don't know, that the owner of the school is my grandmother.
Mwenye mlikuwa mmebaki na yeye when mom?
A somewhat distant grandmother, but a grandmother nonetheless. So akaenda kwa gate. Akasema, I want to see the owner of this school. She's called Mrs. Kimani. I want to see Mrs. Kimani. Akaambiwa, you can't see her. Do you have an appointment? Sina.
Guy.
But I want to see her. So wakamkataza kabisa. Eventually, they allowed her to go in, but this is what happened. Walimkataza kabisa until sasa security akapigia Mrs. Kimani. Akamwambia, madam, there's a woman here and she says she wants to see you but she does not have an appointment. Tumejaribu kumfukuza for some hours.
Aski.
Amekatalia hapa. What do we do? Kamuuliza what's her name? When she had the name, alimwambia, can you usher her to my office now?
Straight away?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my mother, sasa una imagine ile ametritiwa vibaya because she was being treated like, you know, like worthless.
What do you want?
Kwa hiyo time alikuanga ametarukiwa kabisa. And now at this point, it's like Mephibosheth.
Yeah.
So she was now ushered into the office. The funny thing is, my grandmother paid my first school fees. 12,500 shillings. I still remember. These details will never go away. I think until the day dies. 12,500 shillings. Alituambia tukutane kwa Barclays Bank ya Sarit Center.
Hey.
On the next day at around 10 a.m. I'll never forget.
Really?
It's over 10 years ago. I can never forget. Na tulienda huko na akatupea a check of 12,500. That was the end of it.
So
that was the end of my journey, or the grace that she was supposed to cover at that time. Being that, you know, I'm trying to say this because I know we are speaking with people who think they have rich relatives. So now it's like they owe you something. Like, why should I go through things?
And
my grandmother, my grandfather,
my uncle,
my auntie,
sometimes even my brother or my sister.
Sometimes the Lord will not allow it. Sometimes the Lord will not allow that rich brother to help you.
You like it or not?
You like it or not.
Allah. So that was the end of it.
That was the end of that
grace. The 12,500, we are done.
That grace has ended, and now the Lord ushered me into a new season of wilderness.
Shule utaingia?
Shule nitaingia. Si sasa nimelipiwa 12,500.
Na uniform ilikuwa nayo?
Si sasa madhe alikuwa amebai zile vitu zingine zote.
Ni fees tu.
Ni fees tu.
Bas.
Hakuwa nayo. So now when I went into Meriliki Girls, an uproar rose in my family. And my mother was rejected by her own family. I don't know for what reason. I don't even want to say that it was because of me going to high school or whatever, but for whatever reason, my mother was rejected by her mother and she was kicked out. She was kicked out with only the clothes that she was wearing that day.
Are you for
and
real?
a few clothes zenye zangu sasa akatupiwa. Kwanza she tells me that day it was raining, zilitupwa kwa matope. Kuna nguo zingine zilikuwa za white ziliharibika. They were never again to be used.
Like things started going south.
Yes.
With a speed of its own kind.
As if things were not bad enough. And when she was sent away from now the home I had known as a home, she was a street person for the next almost 1 month.
Edith.
My mother slept in the street, in the dumpsters.
In Kikuyu or Nairobi?
In Dagoretti.
Wewe uko shule hujajua what is happening back
at home? Mimi niko shule sijajua. Sasa mimi nililipua 12,500. I'm in school. And during time ndio after madhe anze one day akapatwa na a certain woman who came and picked her from the dumpsters.
Kai.
Akampeleka kwake na akampe nyumba ya one room where kungekuwa tu na bed, kulikuwa tu na bed na meza and 2 shelves, kwa sababu ako ka room alikuwa amejengea the son mwenye alikuwa ametahiri, na yeye akafika pahali akamove out akaenda sasa
kujitafutia na huko.
Kujitafutia na huko.
So kasingle
tu ka room, and it was leaking on one corner. So ilikuwa hiyo room tu na bed na meza and 2 shelves, because there was a shelf on that side and a shelf on this side. Na madhe hapo ndio akaanza sasa kumnurse back to health, kwa sababu kule kwa streets alikuwa pia amechapwa na baridi. Alikuwa pia bado health yake haikuwa poa
na stress hiyo wewe
kabisa.
Na wewe.
So the day my mother came to pick me to pick me from school, alikuja akaniambia, mami, kwenye tutaenda, I want you to know that God is in control.
Kai, disclaimer ya mapema.
We are wondering, kwani tunaenda wapi? Tunaenda home. Akaniambia, vile tulianza kuenda, akaniambia hatuendi nyumbani, lakini kwenye tunaenda, I want you to understand that God is in control. Kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa nimezoea, tulikuwa na shida nyingi. Tulikuwa na shida nyingi kwa sababu even before my mother was sent away from her home, tulikuwa tumeona taabu. Mimi when I was living with my family members when I was younger, I didn't know any Christmas. Nikiwa mdogo mimi sikuwa najua Christmas ni nini, kwa sababu my cousins used to come na wanachinja ng'ombe, wanachinja mbuzi, wanakula, wanafanya nini. Mimi na mamangu tuko kwa shamba tunafanya kazi. Me, I used to see my family eating and nini na idue totire heo sisi tutapewa.
And it was like normal to you now. We are used to
It was normal
this.
to me. I mean, celebrating birthdays was something that my mother could never afford.
It never even clicked your mind.
Hapana. So during this
kwenye
time,
tunaenda, you just know God is in control.
Kwenye tunaenda,
what a disclaimer. Guy,
So vile tulifika home,
au muulize kwani kuna nini?
Mimi nilinyamaza, nilikuwa nimezoea. Unajua mtoto wa street kama kale katoto kenye ukitembea hivi unaonanga mumama kwa street akiuza ma oranges and all that huyo mtoto ajui kuuliza maswali.
No.
Anaambiwa leo hakuna.
Anajua toka kome.
Ananyamaza.
Na kesho tunaenda place fulani.
Na kesho tunaenda place fulani. Sisi watoto wenye privilege ndio wamezoea. Mam, tunaenda wapi? Kwani tutafika saa ngapi? Huyo mtoto ajuangi. Anaambiwa, "Daddy, leo hakuna nini, chakula, kunywa maji."
Anakunywa analala.
Anakunywa kanalala.
So mkaenda? Mkafika mahali?
Mkaenda, tukafika huko. Mimi nilishtuka. Vile niliona the environment I'm in, it's a slum. Mtu akimwaga maji huko inafika huku. Nyumbani, the place I called home for 4 years because we lived in that house for 4 years. Pande moja ilikuwa ina leak to the point that we had to sleep in a certain way. Kukinyesha tumeshikilia karai. Simuvisha miguu kwa machita mwakika kwa bed.
Did you for real?
We lived in that room. Mimi when I was in high school, kwa sababu unaona sasa that happened on Form 1 first term.
Yeah.
We didn't have a radio. We didn't have a TV. We didn't have anything. So let me tell you, mimi tulikuwa tunarudi high school. Ninaenda ninaketi na watu chini kwanza ninasikiza zile movie wamewatch. Now me I was very good at listening.
Yeah.
Nina nasikiza stories zenye watu wamewatch movies. Mimi ukisikia nikiipeana next, utadhani ni mimi niliwatch. I had to have a survival technique. You know, because at that age there's a lot of peer pressure.
Una copy.
Nilikuwa tunaenda, unajua kwanza first day kunanga kusoma mingi, baki tu ni unasikiza. I used to be like a tape recorder like this. After that, nimewatch hizo movies zote. Na mwezi niambia sijawatch. Hata naweza kuambia pali Rambo alikuwa
na wakati alitoa daga.
Pale alitoa hata ukisikia nikipeana na mwenye aliona akipeana yangu is better.
Oh my God.
It's a better version.
So that at least you could feel
yes.
Ananie niko hapo.
Yes.
Yes.
So when we went, I was very shocked.
Yeah.
It was quite a change.
Yeah. It was an unbelievable
change. Like I said, where we were struggling, not because my family was struggling. I don't come from a family where they've struggled. But me and my mother, the Lord chose us for the hard time, even in the midst of everything. So this time now, I'm in a place where if my mother does not get unga, tutalala njaa. But I'm telling you, I have never seen the righteous forsaken. Mimi sijailala njaa. My mother has probably slept hungry when she was in the streets, but Mimi, my anointing never allowed
even for a single day.
Hungry. Even for a single day. I know my God to be faithful.
Na stress itakutoka wapi?
Sasa stress inanitoka kuona mama yangu zile mashida anakula. Cause unajua ilifika pahali my mom kiatu yake iliisha kama chini hakuna. So my mom used to wear a shoe yenye chini hakuna, and ilifika pahali miguu yake collect miba, thorns, mpaka sasa zimeingia zikakuwa part of the leg. So me used to think my mother's leg is black. Chini.
What do you mean?
Siku hizi ndio ninaonanga namwambia ya, kumbe mguu yako ikuanga black.
Oh my God.
Those days I used to look at her leg, it's black.
And the miatokas and all that.
Hiyo ni normal. Kwanza hiyo ni survival technique.
Anyway, it's not a laughing matter, but that's what
oh God. God is faithful.
Now, were you able to balance masomo and all this that is happening at home?
That thing hit me. That thing hit me.
To a point?
And I suffered. I didn't know. I didn't realize that I suffered depression because when I started withdrawal. Anza withdrawal too. Yani nikirudi shule, and I know because we are speaking also to children who are in high school. Yes. We're not just speaking to the people who are in an advanced level, and especially those ones, they are prone to a lot of depression. So me, I started withdrawal. Then I went back to bedwetting.
Oh my God.
In high school.
In high school.
It was bad. It was bad. Because now that was even more traumatizing.
And your friends will know.
And you know, I had stopped a long time ago. Then it came back.
How are you surviving now?
It was hard. It was hard because in high schools, you become, there's a lot of stigmatization for children who go through bedwetting. I want to say that because I know there's a lot of high schoolers who are probably watching this who go through bedwetting in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you go to sleep at a friend's bed.
Yeah. Oh my. And then they couldn't understand because of your age. They are like,
they can't because you're a big girl. You're like 14. You're not supposed to be, you know. But I was 13 when I was going to, you know. I wasn't supposed to. You know.
And did you get help during this period yote ya shule? Ama ni
It took a while. It took a while because I think almost Form 4. It took a while. Even after the Lord resolved issues, some of these emotional things take a while. And I want to say that because of any parent who has a child who's gone back to things that they thought aliacha. Yeah.
And then maybe they are asking themselves.
Yeah, when you mtoto ali-retard, ali-shoka na dudha, you know. Yeah.
So those are some of the telltale signs that all is not
especially
well.
At that age.
Yeah.
At that age.
Na help itakujaje sasa?
What happened is okay, so I told you I started with drawing, and I also started what we call early maturity. To the point where if my mother would give me, my mom used to give me 300 shillings. 300 shillings, 50 shillings was fare to school, 50 shillings was fare back from school. So my nini used to be 200.
For the whole term?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, half term.
Yeah, half term,
yes. So I used to have 200, but I started early maturity in the sense that even that 200 I'd never spend. And when I'd go home, nilikuwa naenda naingia supermarket, the 200 nimebakisha, nanunua unga, nanunua mchele, nanunua what I could buy. And whenever I used to do that, my mother just used to cry. Because for her, she felt like she was failing as a mother.
Yeah.
And that is why I had to.
Yes. Because anaona you are a student.
Yeah.
And then you come home na kaunga, anashindwa kuelewa, anaona ni kama she's not doing enough. But now, today when you look back, you're like, you thank God it happened?
Yes.
Na uli perform?
Kabisa.
Jesus Christ. Edith Wairimu.
I didn't expect to cry though.
Yeah, it happens. And it's very much allowed because some of these stories, you know, it's only God mwenye huwa analeta watu out of it. And it's good that it is happening wakati ambapo tunamaliza, because now story yako, I thought we were going to do one episode, but we can't, unfortunately. I think next week still tutakuwa na wewe. But when you look back, you're like, it happened, and you thank God.
Yeah, because during that time, actually what happened is after withdrawal, I also I started tabia kama ya mamangu.
Tabia gani?
So kiatu yangu ya shule vile iliisha, nikumwambia. Kwa sababu nilikuwa nashinda namwambia nunue na nini.
Uli survive hivyo na hicho kiatu?
Yeah. So what happened? Ilianza kusip maji ya choo.
Let's talk this next week. Now, Edith Wairimu, mpenzi mtazamaji, mwimbaji wa nyimbo za Injili, but nikakwambia, when you see some people serving the Lord with a lot of zeal and with a lot of passion, hao watu kuna mahali wametoana na Mungu, and wakiangalia nyuma na wakiimagine whatever it is that they went through, they are like, hata kama ni kukufa nitakufa nikimtumikia Mungu, let it be, because they know why not for God hawangekuwa leo. And probably you are watching this program, mambo yamekufikisha mahali you feel like you are going to commit suicide. Why? Si ungoje tu next week episode 2 na Edith uanze kuona vile ambavyo Mungu aliweza kumshindania, because probably you think that was the worst. Imagine kuna ingine yenye ilikuja na sasa ingine inakuja wakati ambapo sasa amekuwa mtu mzima, wakati ambapo by then you are done with school.
I was even done with campus.
You are even done with campus. And still sasa ingine ikakuja tena ikampeleka chini, and today she's here. She's not crying at because I feel sorry for myself. Analia akiona how faithful God was and God has been and God is and God will forever be. Ka Mete is my name. Hadi next Sunday. Bye bye. What a story.